So after we have a drawing transferred onto our canvas, I'm going to make the drawing a little bit more visible by going over it with just black paint that's been thinned out with turpenoid. The turpenoid we're going to use mainly for cleaning our brushes, but it's great for a sketch initially because it will thin it out to the point where it's very fluid like ink, and it allows you to move very quickly and swiftly across the surface. I'm also going to draw in some internal shapes, not just the outlines. I'm looking for large shapes inside the vessels where there are highlights and also big shadows. That will help me block in some general colors very soon. So after I get in all those shapes down, I'm going to mix a really general medium gray color, and I'm also thinning it a little bit with liquid just so it flows better. That medium color I'm going to use throughout because there's a lot of that medium gray in the photograph, in the still life. So everywhere that looks pretty close to that medium gray, I'm just going to block it in. And we'll fine tune it and make it more specific later on. But the purpose of the first pass or first day is to basically cover all the whites or the canvas as quickly as you can so that you have a working surface. I've added a little bit of a light medium gray color, and I'm holding my brush loaded with the color, hovering it over the photograph to make sure it's as close as I can get it. And then once I get it, I'm looking for all the other areas that share this similar color and going over it so that I'm not mixing a bunch of different colors for a small section. I'm missing one color and trying to cover as many sections as possible, being efficient with the paint and the time. That's a little bit lighter color there. I'm looking for all the areas. Now that's like my third medium gray color. I'm working my way a little bit lighter and lighter and lighter. I'm also seeing that the table has a similar gray, so I've switched to a bigger brush and I'm extending the paint to the edges and blocking in all the backgrounds, the tabletop and also the wall. The first session is often called a first pass, which just means that you're putting the first layer of paint down on your canvas. And I'm not going over any areas. It's just basically one color per area, per surface. And it's a really good time to blend out some areas. Right here, I'm going to blend, use a dry brush to just kind of mix the two areas together to create a really nice transition. And you can only do that when it's still wet, so it's a good time to do it during the first pass. You can, of course, go back to any areas when it's dry and remix the paint to create transitions, but of course, you have to match those pre-existing colors to make it blend evenly. So I'm almost getting there. There's some areas where the outline is left white, and I'm not too concerned with that. On the first pass or the first session, my main objective is to cover most of it and introducing the main body color and the highlight and the shadows and covering the background.